Customer relationship management. What exactly is meant by the term customer? What is CRM's purpose in the supply chain management? In this presentation, we examine why healthy customer relationships are important and the costs that arise when a company ignores customers or fails to offer positive experiences. The importance of customer relationship management within the supply chain is vitally important. A well-managed CRM platform can go beyond serving your sales force, marketing team, and customer service representatives. Linking CRM with supply chain processes can help you tap into rich insights about your market that will provide you competitive growth. Customer-focused marketing. Being customer-focused means that marketing efforts need to balance the goals of the organization with the needs of their customers. Under customer-focused marketing, we have transactional versus relationship marketing and supply chain service outputs. Customer-focused marketing. The basic principles of customer-focused marketing have their roots in the marketing concept, a business philosophy that suggests that a focal point of a business's strategy must be the customers it intends to serve. The marketing concept builds on four fundamental ideas. Customer needs and requirements are more basic than products or services. Different customers have different needs and requirements. Products and services become meaningful only when available and positioned from the customer's perspective, which is the focus of logistics strategy. And sales volume is secondary to profit. Transactional versus relationship marketing. Transactional marketing is where companies are generally oriented towards short-term interaction with their customers. It is focused on short-term communications and focuses on the long-term benefits of building relationships and brand loyalty. Customer interaction is minimal in transactional marketing and does not occur beyond the sale. Relationship marketing focuses on the development of long-term relations with key supply chain participants such as consumers, intermediate customers, and suppliers in an effort to develop and retain long-term preference loyalty. It is based on the realization that in many industries, it is as important to retain current customers and gain a larger share of their purchases as it is to attract new customers. Micro-marketing or one-to-one marketing. The ultimate in market segmentation and relationship marketing is to focus on the individual customer. This approach, referred to as micro-marketing or one-to-one marketing, recognizes that each individual customer may indeed have unique requirements. While this approach may not be feasible with every customer, one-to-one relationships can significantly reduce transaction costs, better accommodate customer requirements, and make individual transactions routine. Supply chain service outputs. Service outputs are the productive outputs of the marketing channel that consumers value and desire. By identifying the service outputs for each segment of target buyers, the marketer can optimize the distribution strategy for each major segment. As individuals begin to specialize in the production of specific goods and services, a mechanism must arise for the exchange of those goods and services to satisfy the consumption needs of individuals. To do so efficiently and effectively, firms must overcome three problems known as discrepancy in space, discrepancy in time, and discrepancy in quantity and assortment. Discrepancy in space. Discrepancy in space refers to the fact that the location of production activities and the location of consumption are seldom the same. Spatial discrepancy happens when the location of a producer is too far away from the location of the markets for the product. Discrepancy in time. Discrepancy in time refers to the difference in timing between production and consumption. Discrepancy in quantity and assortment. Discrepancy in quantity and assortment refers to the fact that manufacturing firms typically specialize in producing large quantities of a limited variety of items. To eliminate these discrepancies, Bucklin developed a long-standing theory that specifies four generic service outputs necessary to satisfy customer requirements. First, spatial convenience. Spatial convenience refers to the amount of shopping time and effort that will be required on the part of the customer. Higher levels of spatial convenience can be achieved in a supply chain by providing customers with access to its products in a large number of places, thus reducing shopping effort. Lot size. Lot size refers to the number of units to be purchased in each transaction. When customers are required to purchase in large quantities, they must incur costs of product storage and maintenance. Waiting time. Waiting time is defined as the amount of time the customer must wait between ordering and receiving products. The lower the waiting time, the higher the level of supply chain service. Alternative supply chains offer consumers and end users choices in terms of the amount of waiting time required. Product variety and assortment. Product variety and assortment are the fourth service output. It refers to the variety of products that a retailer presents to the consumer. Different supply chains offer differing levels of variety and assortment to consumers and end users. Customer service. A customer service program must identify and prioritize all activities required to meet customers' logistical requirements as well as or better than competitors. In basic customer service programs, the focus is typically on the operational aspects of logistics and ensuring that the organization is capable of providing the 7 rights to its customers: the right amount of the right product at the right time, at the right place, in the right condition, at the right price, with the right information. Availability. Availability is the capacity to have inventory when desired by a customer. Availability is based on 3 performance measures: stockout frequency, fill rate, and perfect order shipped. Stockout frequency. A stockout, as the term suggests, occurs when a firm has no product available to fulfill customer demands. A stockout frequency refers to the probability that a firm will not have inventory available to meet a customer order. Fill rate. Fill rate measures the magnitude or impact of stockouts over time. Being out of stock does not necessarily affect service performance unless a customer demands a product. Then, it is important to determine that the product is not available and how many units the customer wanted. Order shipped complete. The most exciting measure of performance in product availability and delivery is order shipped complete. It views having everything that a customer orders as a standard of acceptable performance. Failure to provide the items on a customer's order results in incomplete shipment. Operational performance. Operational performance deals with the time required to deliver a customer's order. Whether the performance cycle in question is customer service, manufacturing support, or procurement, operational performance is specified in terms of speed of performance, consistency, flexibility, and malfunction recovery. Speed. Performance cycle speed is the elapsed time from when a customer places an order until the product is delivered and is ready for customer use. Consistency. Order cycle consistency is measured by the number of times that actual cycles meet the time planned for completion. Flexibility. Flexibility involves a firm's ability to respond to special situations and unusual or unexpected customer requests. Malfunction recovery. Regardless of how fine-tuned a firm's logistical operations, malfunctions will occur. The continuous performance of service commitments on a day-in, day-out basis is a difficult task. Ideally, adjustments can be implemented to prevent or accommodate special situations, thereby preventing malfunctions. Service reliability. Service reliability involves the combined attributes of logistics and concerns a firm's ability to perform all order-related activities, as well as provide customers and critical information regarding logistical operations and status. Additionally, service reliability involves a capability and a willingness to provide accurate information to customers regarding operations and order status. Research indicates that the ability of a firm to provide accurate information is one of the most significant attributes of a good service program. The perfect order. The notion of the perfect order is that an order should be delivered complete, delivered on time, at the right location, in perfect condition, with complete and accurate documentation. In other words, total order cycle performance must be executed with 0 defects, availability and operational performance must be perfectly executed, and all support activities must be completed exactly as promised to the customer. Basic service platforms. To implement a basic service platform, it is necessary to specify a commitment level to all customers in terms of availability, operational performance, and reliability. The fact is that many firms establish their basic service platforms on the basis of 2 factors. The first factor is competitor or industry acceptable practice. In most industries, levels of minimum and average service performance have emerged. The second factor derives from the firm's overall marketing strategy. If a firm desires to differentiate from competitor on basis of logistics competency, then high levels of basic service are required. In fact, There's only one way to be sure customers are satisfied, and that is to ask them. Customer satisfaction. The simplest and most widely accepted method of defining customer satisfaction is based on customer expectations. Simply stated, if a customer's expectations of a supplier's performance are met or exceeded, the customer will be satisfied. What do customers expect? How do customers form these expectations? What is the relationship between customer satisfaction and customer perceptions of overall logistics service quality? Why do many companies fail to satisfy customers, and why are so many companies perceived as providing poor logistics quality? Customer expectations. It is clear that when customers conduct business with a supplier, they have numerous expectations, many of which revolve around the supplier's basic logistical service platform. That is, they have expectations regarding availability, operational performance, and service reliability. In the logistical and supply chain context, the notion of customer expectations is particularly complex because customers are frequently business organizations made up of numerous functions and individuals. Different personnel in customer organizations may prioritize the criteria of performance differently, or they may have different levels of expectations for the criteria. A model of customer satisfaction. The figure shown provides a framework for understanding the process by which customers actually form their expectations of supplier performance. It also suggests that frequently a number of gaps exists that a supplier must overcome in order to develop customer satisfaction. The failure of many firms to satisfy their customers can be traced to the existence of one or more of the gaps identified in the framework. Gap 1. Knowledge. This gap reflects management's lack of knowledge or understanding of customers. Gap 2. Standards. The standards gap exists when internal performance standards do not adequately or accurately reflect customer expectations. Gap 3. Performance. The performance gap is the difference between standard and actual performance. Gap 4. The role of communications in customer satisfaction cannot be overemphasized. Gap 5. Perception. It is true that customers sometimes perceive performance to be lower or higher than actually achieved. Gap 6. Satisfaction or quality. The existence of any one or more of the above gaps leads to customer perception that performance is not as good as expected. Increasing customer expectations. To some extent, the increase in expectations can be traced to the dynamics of competition. As discussed previously, most industries traditionally have had explicit or implied levels of performance which were considered to be adequate. If a firm wanted to be a serious competitor, it generally had to achieve these minimum industry service expectations. However, when one firm in the industry focuses on logistics as a core competency and provides higher performance levels, customers come to expect other suppliers to follow. Limitations of customer satisfaction. It is realistic to think that a firm satisfying customers' expectations better than competitors will gain some competitive advantage in the marketplace. Nevertheless, it is important to realize some of the shortcomings and limitations of the customer satisfaction emphasis. The first limitation is that many executives make a fundamental yet understandable mistake in their interpretation of satisfaction. In many organizations, it is assumed that customers who are satisfied are also happy, maybe even delighted with the supplier's performance. The second limitation to consider is actually related to the first. Satisfied customers are not necessarily loyal customers. Even though their expectations are being met, satisfied customers may choose to do business with competitors. Since customer satisfaction exists when customers get what they expect, customers frequently settle for performance that is less than what they really want or need. This result has been identified as customer sacrifice. A third limitation to customer satisfaction is that firms frequently forget satisfaction lies in the expectations and perceptions of individual customers. Despite these limitations, customer satisfaction does not represent a commitment beyond basic service to accommodate customers. Customer success. In recent years, some firms have discovered that there is another commitment that can be made to gain true competitive advantage through logistical performance. This commitment is based on the recognition that a firm's ability to grow and expand market share depends on its ability to attract the hold of the industry's most successful customers. The real key, then, to customer-focused marketing lies in a company using its performance capabilities to enhance the success of those customers. This focus on customer success represents a major commitment toward accommodating customers. Customer success shifts the focus from expectations to the customer's real requirements. This explains why simply meeting expectations may not result in happy customers. Achieving customer success. Clearly, a customer success program involves a thorough understanding of individual customer requirements and a commitment to focus on long-term business relationships having high potential for growth and profitability. Such commitment most likely cannot be made to all potential customers. It requires that firms work intensively with customers to understand their requirements, internal processes, competitive environment, and whatever else it takes for the customer to be successful in its own competitive arena. Value-added services. The notion of value-added service is a significant development in the evolution to customer success. By definition, value-added services refer to unique or specific activities that firms can jointly develop to enhance their efficiency, effectiveness, and relevancy. Value-added services help foster customer success. Because they tend to be customer-specific, it is difficult to generalize all possible value-added services. Value-added services can be performed directly by participants in a business relationship or may involve specialists. It has become more common in recent years to turn to specialists because of their flexibility and ability to concentrate on providing the required services. Nevertheless, regardless of how the specifics are organized and implemented, it is clear that logistics value-added services are a critical aspect of customer success programs. Developing customer relationship strategy. Basic customer service may be appropriate for some customers, customer satisfaction for others, while a success focus may be in order for others. In fact, a basic principle of supply chain logistics is that customers should be segmented based on their service needs, and the supply chain must be adapted to serve those segments. Framework for strategic choice. The most important point to remember is that customer success typically must be reserved for a limited number of situations due to the resource constraints. Other situations may require a satisfaction approach. It is clear, however, that if a company chooses to do business with a customer, adequate basic service is a minimum requirement. Customer Relationship Management Technology. The term Customer Relationship Management or CRM has been used by many firms to describe their efforts to accommodate better the needs and requirements of individual customers. However, the term CRM is also used to describe technology and software that is used to manage and analyze data from numerous sources within an organization to gain greater insight into customer buying behavior. A customer relationship strategy requires in-depth knowledge of the logistical requirements of different customers. CRM technology is increasingly being used to aid in this process and to provide both the company and its customers with the information necessary for effective long-term relationships.